Imagine going to sleep tonight and waking up tomorrow. You open your eyes, but something feels wrong. Your room is gone. Your house is gone. Your city looks completely different. You walk outside. The streets are silent. There are no familiar cars, no billboards, no people you recognize. And then you see a giant screen. The date reads 2126. You've somehow traveled 100 years into the future. Everyone you knew is gone. Every place you remember has changed. And the world you've always known exists only in history books. But here's the terrifying question. Would you even recognize humanity 100 years from now? Your first few minutes in the future would probably feel like waking up on another planet. The buildings could be taller, the roads could be completely redesigned, and the way people move around could be almost unrecognizable. Autonomous vehicles could be everywhere. Robots could handle jobs humans once did, and artificial intelligence could be integrated into almost every part of daily life. You might walk into a store and realize there are no cashiers, no checkout lines, maybe no employees at all. You pick something up, and the system instantly recognizes you. Your identity, your health, your preferences, your entire history could potentially be stored digitally. But then you ask the simplest question, where am I? And the answer could be more shocking than you expect. Imagine returning to the neighborhood where you grew up. You know exactly where your house should be. You walk toward it, but it's gone. Maybe the entire neighborhood was demolished. Maybe the city expanded. Maybe the coastline moved. Or maybe the place doesn't even exist anymore. You search for your school, your favorite restaurant, the park you used to visit, your old workplace. Everything you remember could have disappeared. And then you'd realize something even more painful. Everyone you loved is gone. Your parents, your friends, your family, everyone who knew you has been gone for decades. You are alive, but to the future, you're a stranger from another century. Imagine trying to explain who you are. You tell people you were born in 2026. To them, that would sound ancient, the same way someone from 1926 feels impossibly distant to us. Your language might sound old-fashioned. Your clothes could look strange. Your knowledge would be outdated. Even basic technology could be completely unfamiliar. Imagine trying to use a computer that doesn't have a screen, a phone that doesn't look like a phone, or an interface that responds directly to your thoughts. And here's something even stranger. You might be one of the oldest people alive, yet physically, you'd still be the same age you were when you went to sleep. Scientists in 2126 could be fascinated by you. You would be a living piece of history, a human being from a completely different era, standing right in front of them. Now here's the part people often get wrong. The future isn't automatically better. Technology can solve problems, but it can also create new ones. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence controls critical infrastructure, where surveillance is everywhere, where your identity is constantly tracked. Maybe privacy barely exists. Maybe every conversation is recorded, every movement is tracked. Maybe humanity rejected constant technology. Maybe cities became greener, quieter, more natural. Maybe people abandoned the old systems and built something completely different. You wouldn't know, because you missed an entire century. And that's the terrifying part. You wouldn't know what happened between your last day in 2026 and your first day in 2126. So, what if you woke up 100 years in the future? At first, you'd probably be amazed. Flying vehicles, artificial intelligence, robots, new cities, maybe even colonies on other planets. But then, you'd start looking for something familiar. Your home, your family, your friends, your old life. And you'd realize you can't go back. Not because you don't have a time machine, but because the world you want to return to no longer exists. 100 years from now, the future might be better. It might be worse. It might be completely unrecognizable. But one thing is almost certain. The people alive in 2126 will look back at our time the same way we look back at history. And if you somehow woke up there, you wouldn't just be visiting the future, you'd be living in history. And the strangest part? 100 years from now, someone might look at a photograph of you and wonder what it was like to live in the world before theirs. Because the future isn't just where we're going, it's where everything we know eventually becomes the past.